Hi, I'm Kenny Anderson, Director of Multicultural Affairs for the City of Huntsville, and welcome to Impact. Each week we bring you information about exciting things that are happening right here in this community, and today will be no different. Each year we have an opportunity to talk with a very special group in town that actually has services for a very special group of people. We're going to learn all about that group today in a very special event that's coming up called the Circles Luncheon, which is an annual fundraiser. The group is Christian Women's Job Corps, and joining me today is Ann Stone. She is a board member and teacher with that organization. Welcome back to the broadcast, Ann.
Thank you very much, Kenny. Appreciate your tooting our horn for us.
I love to toot the horn of CWJC because you guys are doing some absolutely amazing work.
It is.
And you've been doing it for so long now.
20 years.
That's just amazing.
2007, we began in 1997.
That is amazing.
It is.
And that helps me too a little bit too, because I remember 1997.
Yeah, you were with us.
Some of the things I was doing back then
were.
included CWJC and board work. So 20 years, wow, that is absolutely amazing. But congratulations on the success. Shamika Merriweather is with us today. She's site coordinator at First Baptist Church, and also she recruits students as well as mentors to the program. Welcome to our broadcast.
Thank you for having me.
So I'm going to let one of you tell us a little bit of the backstory behind Christian Women's Job Corps, and just a little quick summary of who you are and what you do.
Okay, well, Christian Women's Job Corps is a faith-based nonprofit, and we offer free job skills classes to women. Those classes include training in computers and Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint. We offer GED training, finance classes that help with budgeting. We offer career classes and then, of course, Bible study.
Yeah, life success tools that, anybody can benefit from, but your target demographic are women.
Yes.
And I imagine that some of the same challenges that we talk about broadly in society with regards to women, with regards to being maybe single parents or maybe not having all the education that they would like, or maybe in job transition, are some of the areas that the women that you work with are experiencing.
Absolutely. We first give priority to those ladies who are 18, but we go all the way to 60.
Wow.
And so we have women that come to us and they haven't worked maybe in 4 or 5 years and want to get back out there. But we have women who have not worked in 17 or 18 years being stay-at-home moms, and they need or want to get back to work. And so having a job in that long is really scary. And so they come to us to upgrade their skills and just get the confidence to get back out there.
Tell them the average age of this term's class of students.
About mid-40s.
Wow.
It's interesting, isn't it?
About
That's the average
mid-40s.
age. Wow. See, my educational background is primarily from Calhoun. I was there 17 years, so I'm very comfortable talking with and working with the non-traditional student. And that whole notion about it's never too late, that life happens. Sometimes we get off track. Sometimes things that we don't anticipate happening do happen.
Absolutely.
And organizations like yours stands in the gap for women to be able to make that transition. And, there are all kinds of things that happen to people. This is a way for them to really connect to some success through academics.
Sometimes things happen to them that through no fault of their own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Some are through bad choices on their part, and some are through bad choices of others.
Yeah.
So the population has changed dramatically in those 20 years because we began with women who were predominantly very low income without any hope and young. And now then we still have those, but we also have the ones
Women
that you just described.
Yeah, we have this semester ladies who have bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, and just can't find work. And
wow. And it could be, I'm thinking about all these different scenarios. In some instances, I'm sure it could be they're going through a divorce maybe, and so the financial situation has changed, their socioeconomic status has shifted, and there's some things that they need to balance that out. I imagine in some instances they were trained a certain way or had a certain profession then that is not as relevant today or a little more difficult to break into now.
So their health keeps them from doing what they did at one time.
Health challenges. So, that life happening thing again, it's just good to know that this organization exists to be able to provide that opportunity. And we talk about education a lot on this broadcast because I continue to trumpet the sentiment that is the key. That is the thing that's going to unlock people's door to transformation, to really experience the things that they really want to experience and take control of their lives. And I can only imagine the backstories of the ladies that you have to work with.
It's very fascinating.
They must be fascinating. And then the success stories that you have from women who graduate from the program and then go on to some great things. This has to be highly rewarding work in a lot of ways, as demanding as it might be as well.
Absolutely. One of the greatest things about Christian Women's Job Corps for me is being able to see lives change. I love it when I have somebody come in our class and they're really shy, really unsure of themselves. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy you're here because I know what's about to happen. Right. You know what I mean? And so they're sitting there terrified, but I'm so excited because having gone through classes for 10 or 12 weeks just does something. It changes them, helps them to get the confidence that they need to get back out there. Become
then
more
they're mentors.
marketable. Yes. We also have mentors, and so they are able to walk side by side with someone who's maybe gone down that road before or done some things that the student wants to do, and so they just have someone there to help them and encourage them.
Is that for 6 months?
That's for 6 months. So after they complete the class time, they're paired with the mentor for 6 months.
Wow. That has to be a tremendous asset as it relates to the experience that they have, because now they're matched with somebody who can relate to them, who can support them in their effort to get to that next step, to be a bridge, a continual source of affirmation, all these great things. You're also recruiting mentors as well. So I imagine this will be a great time to say to people, you know, we need your support. When you talk about recruiting mentors, what are you looking for in mentors?
Well, we only recruit women because they'll be mentoring women, but Christian women who just really want to give back. You know, so they do have a requirement to do a Bible study with our students and also goal setting, so that they'll help them with their goals as well. But just someone who feels a call to give back, a call to mentor, a call to help, you know, and so we are.
Yeah, are they available? Like, and do you kind of leave it open to the mentor and the mentee to kind of say, you know, you guys, you know, exchange contact info, and then you encourage them to stay connected? And I'm sure
they're strict. There's strict guidelines.
That's what I would imagine it can be in order to be successful, because otherwise you have too much opportunity for people to fall through the cracks, because people get busy. Again, life happens to everybody.
Absolutely. So we have a mentor training, a Part A and Part B training, where we give all the mentors. Yeah, because we have some people that come in who have mentored before, but we want to train them. To let them know what mentoring looks like with Christian Women's Job Corps. Right. And so we give them, absolutely. And so we do give them the guidelines there, the requirements there. And so that kind of really enables them to help our students.
The students know them too. The students and the mentor know the guidelines
and that's
at the beginning.
So there's accountability.
Right.
And that's the point I'm getting at. You know, you're not going to be in a situation where it's kind of like, well, I haven't heard from my mentor, or what's going on with my mentee. There's some accountability going on to be able to drive that process.
Well, that's another one of the hats Sharmika wears. She follows up with the student and the mentor. Are you connecting? If they don't turn in their reports, she checks it.
She checks reporting as well.
Yeah, so they do have to turn in a mentor report every month. And so it just kind of gives me some basic information about how they're doing, maybe what goals their student is trying to work on at this point, any resources they might need. But yeah, they do have to meet with their student for 14 times over the course of 6 months. And they have to also speak with them 14 times. And so we kind of do that, speak with them on telephone, and we do that so they can form the bond, and then start to work on their goals and kind of have a spread out time where they can achieve some things.
Right, and of course people are busy again, but you know, I'm always encouraging people to think about how you might be able to help, how you might be able to support. I'm imagining that the meeting doesn't have to be at a certain place. I'm assuming that, like, they could have lunch together, or they can, as long as they're connecting on a consistent basis, that they're reporting, that you have an opportunity to assess the culture of that relationship and make sure that it's going along well, then a lot can be gathered from that. That sounds like a wonderful thing.
Then they don't graduate from my program until the mentor section is over.
Wow.
And then after that 6 months, then we have a graduation with all 4 sites. and their mentor is there and gives them recognition at that point in time.
I think that's huge because you're building accountability into the
Yeah, we are.
process. You know, we invest a lot on the front end, and 12 weeks, 14 weeks on the front end?
10 or 12.
10 or 12 weeks on the front end. You're investing a lot as an organization, and you want to make sure there is a return on your investment.
Absolutely.
We do, yes.
Right, you know, yeah. And that's smart. So you're saying, you know, after they go through this heavy investment from the organization, the extension of that is now to pair you with somebody, and you don't just march at that 10, 12-week mark. You got to actually now go through this extended session of 6 months to really kind of feel things out and to kind of work out some things as well. I think that is a wonderful thing.
Really, the mentor part is really the most important part.
Yeah.
You know, the classroom part is the rah-rah session. You know, it's the, you can do it, we're on your side, look at all the resources. But it's where the water hits the wheel when they come spend the time with the mentor.
That's the nuts and bolts right there when you get into that piece.
It is.
So you have this big event. It's a big fundraiser, Circles Luncheon. It actually supports the work of a Christian Women's Job Corps. Tell us about that.
I'll be happy to. The students, as Sharmika said, come at no financial cost to them. You know, it costs time and energy, but no financial cost. All of our teachers are volunteers, except for the computer teachers who are almost volunteers. But all the other teachers are volunteers. But we do pay our staff, site coordinators, and our executive director. They are overeducated and underemployed, overemployed because they are all far above what they're in it for the ministry. Right. So we're very fortunate in our staff. But at our Circles Lunch, you know, nothing is free. And so even though we meet in churches and have free rent, we provide a lot of resources for the students as well as for the staff. We have computers that we buy, that we keep up. We give them all the materials they'll need during the class. So even though it is a nonprofit, but a nonprofit has to have funds to work.
Gotta have resources.
So 15 years ago, we started this program that we call Circles. This is our invitation for this year. It's called Circles because our lives go in circles. Sometimes we need help, sometimes we give help. And we felt that our first mark of success with Christian Women's Job Corps was when one of our graduates came back to mentor. And now then that happens on a regular basis. In fact, we have some of our graduates who are teaching in the computer classes and some of the others. So we feel like that's a mark of success. But Circles has really become a community event, and I hope nobody else who has events at the Civic Center hears me say this, but people at BBC say that our event is their favorite because we have no divas.
They've just heard it.
Yeah, no, they weren't listening. Okay, because there's some of the richest people in town there, and there's some of the poorest financially, and we're all there because we want to be, and because we are on a common purpose that we can make this community better. Oh, wow. So our Circles this time is November the 6th. One of our graduates will be a speaker. We always have a graduate who has about a 5-minute speech, and she will give some of her, and this one is going to be really good this time. But we also have a featured speaker, and I'm extremely pleased about Carolyn McKinstry. Carolyn Mall McKinstry is from Birmingham. She was she was in the church when the 16th Street Church was bombed, and the 4 little girls who were killed were her friends. And that changed her life dramatically. She went through a very dark period until she realized that forgiveness had to be in her life. Yeah. She's become a friend of mine. She and I met last fall, and I just think the world of Carolyn McKinstry. So she will be here as our speaker, and her books will be available for buying at that point in time. Everybody should read this book.
They really should.
Everybody should read this book. In fact, it's required reading in the Georgia schools. Now, why is it in Alabama? Yeah,
well, we probably need to talk to somebody and try to make that happen because, I mean, what you're saying, as part of Alabama history,
it is.
It's extremely important. She's a living legend in terms of her experience. And I agree with you, largely because of her story about the power of forgiveness.
Exactly, and that's what she's very gentle. Yeah. She knew in her heart that she had to forgive, and she feels that forgiveness for individuals comes through conversation. Yeah, it's when you sit down and talk with people that you begin to understand who they are.
That's right. Yeah, she has a powerful message. She came last year, I was able to go by First Baptist one Sunday afternoon. I actually couldn't stay for the whole time, but I heard most of her presentation. I think I left before questions and answers.
Well, and she has been on Oprah on 2020. She's spoken, and I mean, where God has taken her is pretty phenomenal to her. She doesn't get it either.
Oh, yeah, right.
But because she has such a gentle spirit that was so hard won,
Yeah.
it's a story worth telling.
Yeah. Well, tell people again as we wrap up where they can get more information about this event, which is Circles Luncheon, as well as how they can get more information about Christian Women's Job Corps.
Okay, well, the number that you could call to get information is 256-428-9435. Did I do that right?
That's Elaine's number, yeah.
Okay, 428-9435.
Be happy to hear from her.
Right.
Anybody that calls.
Now, the tickets for Circles are $55 and reservations are required. So if you want a reservation, you would need to contact that number, 256-425.
428-9435.
Thank you.
We'll get it all worked out. We'll put it up there.
This year we're having a marketplace that begins at 10, and we have vendors from several jewelry stores and Lauren's and Mary Catherine Designs and Personal Couture and Pottery Barn will be selling things this year.
All right, that sounds like a wonderful event that you want lots of people to be involved in.
We do.
Again, if people want to maybe find out more about Christian Women's Job Corps and become a part of this great program or become a mentor, how would they do that?
They are more than welcome to call me, 256-428-9461. And we can talk about the program and alleviate some concerns, fears, and hopefully get them enrolled for next semester.
Sharmika Merriweather is site
Merriweather.
coordinator
Yes.
for
The First Baptist Church site.
and the recruiter
Yes.
for mentors and students.
Yes.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Ann Stone, a legend in the work
Oh,
of the Circle.
you and I have been around a while.
And that's a good thing.
It is a very good
We love
thing.
that. The board
Yes.
member and teacher, thank you once again, Ann,
Thank
for
you,
being
Kitty.
here.
Thank you.
All right. We thank you for being a part of our conversation today, and we hope that you've learned a lot about an important organization that's making a difference right here in this community. And we hope that you will plan to be a part of the Circles Luncheon that takes place on November the 6th. We'll put lots of information up on the screen so that you'll be able to find your way to get information about registering for this event. You'll also see a video or can see a video, I should say, of the show that you just watched on our Facebook page, which is Impact with Kenny Anderson, where you can also see some behind the scenes shots of what happens once the camera stops rolling. For Impact, I'm Kenny Anderson. Have a good day.